It's as if Carl wanted to create a conveyor belt of other people to continue the journey.
It's more philosophical, I think. It's more into the the essence of humanity rather than just it's not about policy, it's about the philosophy behind the policy. Because I was there from the beginning, so it was me and Callum and Carl were the first people that started. So when Carl wanted to go from like a solo creator, because we were working as like contractors for him. He wanted to start Lotus Eaters, so we were his first employed staff. So it was me and Callum. So we built basically we built everything from scratch. Callum was one of the first hosts, other than Carl, and I built the studio. The fun fact, okay, I'm the tech guy, but I learned how to stream whilst I built the studio. And then when we built the next studio, I essentially spent a month sleeping at the office. So after I've done the podcast, up at 5 p.m, everyone leave. I go eat, come back, and then I start building the new studio whilst I'm running the main studio, and basically essentially just lived at the office for a month. And I learned how to use like VMix and everything, like a completely new set of computer. I built everything from, because I've got a computer science background. So I built every single computer from scratch. So that's a little trivia.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the old studio. The old studio was lovely. It was what it was like someone's living room. So big wooden desk and everything like it was great. But then I turned up one day and went, "Oh, we're in the new studio now." Went to the new studio, and that was like something out of the BBC. That looked like a £250,000 studio, panel TVs on the wall. But I mean, it was 18-foot TV screens. It was something amazing from a really good first one.
I can't take credit for the TV screen because the TV screen is a ready-made product, and I can't take credit for the decoration or the actual building work because I'm not the handyman. Although I'm reasonably handy, but I wasn't. I can only take credit for the computer side of things, like the cameras and the setup and the networking side of things. So yeah, so no, but I think everyone did a really good job because like I can't see anywhere else that without spending significantly higher budget to create anything even close match to it. And I've been to quite a few studios as well, so I think we did a really good job, all the guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the Lotus Eaters now is the number one news podcast agency in the UK. That has set the bar so high for everybody else to follow. You may get individual podcasters like Chris Williamson, who's doing exceptionally well, but he's a one-man band. I know he's got staff doing, but he's a one-man podcaster. The Lotus Eaters now has turned into an industry. I said at the very beginning when I was watching Lotus Eaters, I wrote about it, it's online somewhere, that I can foresee people working for the Lotus Eaters and then leaving and starting their own things up. It's as if Carl wanted to create a conveyor belt of other people to continue the journey. It would have been very easy for Carl to have gone, this is a one-man band. You all work for me. I'm the star. I may give you some airtime, but I'm the star. And it seems to be complete opposite of that. He gives everybody as much airtime as they want. They've run their own series.
Yeah. Not only that, he actually wants to elevate all the other creators, because he wants, like, usually he will always poise himself as a guest, and he's rarely the host, if you know what I mean. So if a podcast has 3 people, you always get like Harry, you host, or Callum, you hosted back in the days, or so he always elevate them to be the host, so he's just a guest on his own show in a sense, which is quite funny sometimes. I see. Oh, they recently had Stephen Wolf joined them. I think he's like on every Monday. I think I've been seeing him quite a lot. Yeah, so he's also very good. His knowledge into like some of the legal side of things was actually something they don't have. So I think it's a really good addition.
Yeah, I interviewed Stephen Wolf just after Christmas. Me and him were born and raised near each other. We actually know some of the same people growing up as kids, but me and him never met, or we don't ever remember meeting. We literally lived a mile away from each other in South Manchester, and he went to the same school and knows some of the people who are my friends. I just went to a different school. Nice guy, Stephen Wolf. He always should have been the leader of UKIP when those changes happened, but but things happened there. What benefits do you think Lotus Eaters have delivered to the UK? Because it's a class act. What difference have they made?
Well, I think that the main thing that they've provided is that it's not it's not just a news media. So I don't really consider them as news per se. It's quite different because it's kind of it drives a further narrative to how the culture is happening rather than just giving news. And also one of the benefits is because obviously it's on the internet, so it's not yet regulated or Ofcom, so people can actually still talk what they really think. So you don't have to have this false balance that you have to, which is like a stronghold group on the GB News, for example. So Ofcom always find GB News for being too right wing, even though to us would be like, yeah, that's right wing, okay, So yeah, so I think that's one of the benefits of it. So it's actually more, I would say, intellectually nourishing than just news, because the hosts have a lot more in-depth knowledge into certain subjects. So it's not just the surface level that you see on, a lot of other commentators. We would just talk on a surface level about things, and it's more philosophical. I think it's more into the the essence of humanity rather than just it's not about policy. It's about the philosophy behind the policy and why people agree with it, rather than, oh no, this is like what a polls is doing, this is the numbers. It's so clinical that I see a lot of people do that I think you lost the meaning of life just by being like, so surface level and clinical about everything.